Hi, and welcome to Projects 360. This video is going to be covering the project details page, which this is the dashboard for your project. So I'm going to kind of walk you through this whole thing. So if you recall from our previous videos that when you create a project from a proposal, it does create the project and create this, which is our project details page. So this is kind of your dashboard for the project. And always think of a project as a location, not a client. There's a client associated with the project, but a client can have multiple projects going on. So over here, you can see all the proposals that are associated with this, and any of the technicians can click any one of these, and it pulls up the proposal or change order or whatever it may be by location, so they can see the scope of work basically, but without any pricing. Over here, you can see your time tracking. So you have all these different sections here. You have time tracking, you have work orders, you have checklists, you have discussions, you have tasks, documents, invoices, map, notes, and repair tracking. So you can customize what order you want these in by going to the cog right here and going to Edit Layout. And you can drag and drop the order you want these in. And you can even turn them off if you don't want to see them by clicking the eye, and they won't appear. Also over here, off to the left, is all the client information. So you can see all the information you entered for this client. And if you do need to edit anything, you can do so right here. So if you need to add designers or anything like that, you can do so. You can add trades. To edit a project, just go up to the cog and go to Edit Project right here. And then you can also print out any of the custom forms right from here too, under Print Forms, which I'll be covering with you in a second. So kind of going through here, you have your time tracking section. So remember when we created the project, if there was a proposal involved, it actually pushed all the labor phases and labor hours that were associated with that. So you can actually track time against what was proposed versus actual. So you can see instantly if a phase is going over budget. And this is clickable to go into and see the details. And remember, when you're setting up a project, if there was no proposal involved, you can select the different labor phases that you track time against and put in budgets if you'd like to, or you don't even have to put in budgets. Over here are all the work orders. So any work order that's ever been created for this project is right here, so you can see the history. And then you can filter by that because we have two types of work orders. We have project work orders, which are the work orders created during the build of the project. And then we have service work orders, which are the service calls after the fact. And anybody could click on any one of these to go into a work order if they've never been out there before and get familiar with what's been done there recently also. Here's your custom checklist that you selected when you set it up. So remember, you can create as many different custom checklists as you'd like. And a checklist can be anything. It could be a pre-wire checklist, a trim checklist, a final checklist, whatever you want. When you click on it, it expands it so you can see what's been completed and what hasn't been. People can check things off as they do finish them. And when they do check it off, it stamps who checked it off and when. And it also updates the percentage of completion of that checklist. We have a discussion section. This is really cool. So you can create a discussion about this project inside the project. To create a discussion, simply click the plus symbol right here. You'll give it a title, describe what it is, and then you'll select whoever needs to partake in that discussion, and it can be as many people as you'd like. And then depending on how their notifications are set up in the notifications section, when you save it, they'll get a notification that a new discussion was created with a link to that discussion so they can click on it and respond to it. So it creates a nice thread of a conversation inside the project here instead of random emails everywhere, and it stamps who replied and when, so you have a nice log of that. You can also create one-off tasks. So the majority of your tasks for your technicians will be done inside of work orders, and reference the work order video to see how that's done. But there's always a need to create one-off tasks. An example of that would be to create a task for your office manager to maybe invoice for the deposit. When you create a task, you'll give it a title, assign it, give a description to it, and give it a due date. And again, depending on how the notifications are set up, when you create that, that person will be notified that a new task was created for them. And then you also have an option inside the notifications to set up a notification for yourself that you get updated anytime the status changes of that task. We have cloud storage, so you can upload anything relevant to this project, floor plans, system programs, pre-wire photos, whatever you'd like. And you can create folders to keep everything nicely organized here. You can see all the invoice history for this. And we have two types of invoices in the software. We have service invoices, which are created from the service work orders, or we have progress invoices created from the proposal, and you can reference the progress invoice video to see how that's done. But you can see all the history right here, and these are all clickable to go into also. We're tied to Google Maps, so you can see where the project is. We have a notes section, and we even have a secured notes section, which is permission-based. So if you want to have private notes for management only, you can do so. Then you can see all the repair tracking. So as this project ages and maybe goes into the service mode and maybe some product has to go in for repair, you can see any repair log that's been done. And then we have a really cool feature called custom forms that if you go up to the upper left-hand corner here under forms and click on it, you can, just like checklists, you can create as many different kinds of forms as you'd like to house the client information. Like for instance, you could have a network form that houses all the client's network information, their different access points, who their internet provider is, who their television provider is, different subscriptions they have, like SiriusXM, Pandora. You could create a system design form that when you click on the processor, you can see what's in the different COM ports and relays, how the audio distribution's laid out, how the video distribution's laid out. Whatever you'd like. You can create as many of these different custom forms and checklists under projects here, under manage checklist and custom forms, and reference the custom form and checklist videos of how to do so. And that concludes the project details page video. Have a great day.